Vocabulary Tablet YouTube channel, and this video is regarding the Wipro Elite National Talent Hunt examination. In this video, I am going to share my experience, the selection procedure, that is an online test followed by a TR and HR round interview, my personal feedback based on this interview, and how you can grab an opportunity to get shortlisted for the Wipro Turbo Profile Upgrade examination. So, without wasting any more time, let's begin. The online test consists of 3 sections: aptitude section, essay writing, and coding section. The aptitude section comprises of questions from quantitative ability, reasoning ability, and general English. The aptitude section is of 60 minutes. Then there is a essay writing section which is of 20 minutes, and in this a candidate is required to type an essay on any given topic. The topics are quite general, like education system, impact of obesity on the IT professionals. And the third section is the coding section, which is of 60 minutes. The coding section comprises of 2 questions, one moderate to difficult and the another one easy to moderate. The candidate has the freedom to choose any of the programming languages out of C, C++, Java or Python. The aptitude section is quite simple and one can easily solve those questions. In the essay writing section, since the topic is quite general, so one can easily write relevant content to that topic. Also, the word limit usually ranges from 200 to 400 words. And in order to qualify the online test, the coding section is very important. Out of those 2 questions, a candidate is required to solve the first question completely, or at least one of the questions completely with all the test cases satisfied, and in the second question at least half of the given test cases should be satisfied. For example, if you are given with 2 questions with 12 test cases each, one question you should solve completely with all 12 test cases satisfied, and the second question you should satisfy at least 6 test cases in order to qualify the online examination. Now I will be discussing about my interview. So let us begin with the technical round. This time the technical interview started with my achievements and extracurricular activities, after which he asked me, "Tell me about yourself." And I briefed him about my education and how I got introduced to programming and how far knowledge do I possess as far as programming is concerned. Then he asked me questions regarding DBMS and what are the different types of DBMS and what is RDBMS in specific, since I mentioned that I have some knowledge regarding database management system in the resume. Then he wanted to know about my favorite core subject and why I liked that particular subject. My answer was VLSI, that is very large scale integration, since the final year project that I am doing is of VLSI domain. After that, he asked me what is the contribution of VLSI towards the technology, to which I gave a logical answer that the compact size of the devices which we enjoy today is the outcome of VLSI. After that, a spontaneous question was asked that have I ever thought that how VLSI can be combined with IoT in order to bring revolution in technology, to which I gave an honest answer that sir, I have never thought in that approach, but since you have given me an idea, once I get some in-depth knowledge regarding VLSI, definitely I will think in that approach. Further, some more technical questions on object-oriented programming were asked, like what is a class and what is an object. After that, I was given a task to implement a class as per the specifications given by the interviewer. The moment I finished the code, the interviewer expected me to explain him the code line by line. During the explanation itself, he was interested to know about the accessibility of the different data members and the member functions as per the different access specifiers like private, public and protected. And after that, he asked me about the different types of constructors and which particular constructor I have used in that particular code. And this was the end of technical round interview. Now, I am going to discuss about my HR interview. The usual trend of HR interview was going like 5 to 10 minutes. However, in my case, it went for around 30 to 35 minutes. The interview started with a brief introduction about me, in which I told him about my current education and schooling, my native place, my hobbies and interests, and how I got introduced to programming. Then he wanted to know which programming language I was most comfortable in, and after that he asked me that after joining the company I may be required to work in a new technology as per the business requirements. So am I fine with that? To which my reply was that, sir, it's absolutely fine to work in a new technology. In fact, in today's world where the technology is changing at a very fast pace, one is required to keep himself or herself updated, or else we will lag behind. In today's world when the technology is changing, we are required to cope with that. Now, he wanted to know about my joining location preferences, to which I said that, sir, being from the defense background, I am absolutely fine working in different locations. In fact, I would love to go to new places. Then he gave me a situation based question that if Wipro is offering me Hyderabad location and some XYZ company is offering me Bhubaneswar location, which happens to be my native place, then which company I am going to choose? To which I replied that, sir, since I am from defense background, I have never got the opportunity to explore my native place, so I would go for the other company instead of Wipro, because Wipro is offering me Hyderabad and I have been staying in Hyderabad for last 4 years. Now I was asked that if Wipro and some other company both are giving me joining letters at the same time, then what will be the parameters to choose a particular company? To which my reply was that, sir, as far as the learning experience is concerned, since any of the company will be my first job, so I am not that much bothered about the learning experience because it will be new and definitely I will learn something from that. However, the package does matter, and also if it is a known location, then I would not prefer to go there, because being from defense background, I like to explore new places, so I would rather go for some other new location. And the feedback from the seniors also matters in order to choose a particular company. While I was answering, the interviewer was going through my resume, and then he asked me what was the reason of having a gap of 1 year after class 12th, to which I gave a very genuine answer. Then he wanted to know how far knowledge do I have about the company. So I started giving certain information about the company, like when it started, what products does the company produce, when the company started its IT services, about the founder, chairman, etc., where the headquarters is located, and some more information like that. Now, the interviewer was interested in knowing my strengths and weaknesses. I told him my strength was being good in variety of things, which motivates me to learn more and also enhances my grasping ability. Apart from that, I told him that my determination and never give up attitude is also one of my strengths, and regarding that I gave him an example from my life. As far as the weakness is concerned, I told him that I get annoyed by unsystematic and unproductive work, to which I again gave certain evidences from my life. The HR interview was coming to an end with 2 situation-based questions. The first question that he asked, that if I am posted to Wipro Mumbai location where I need to work on a new technology along with a new team, then what would be my approach? To which my reply was that, sir, since it's a new technology, it will take time, but gradually I will learn about it, and also I will identify that which member of my team is good in which particular domain or technology, and accordingly I will assign them the required work. Also, the seniors in that office will be helpful to me in order to know about the new project and also about the technology which I am going to work on. Now, the second situation based question was asked. It was, suppose if I am posted to Wipro Bangalore, which happens to be the headquarter, and the workload will be quite high, so I might be required to work 24/7 to meet the targets. Then what will be my approach and how I am going to manage it? To which I replied that, sir, working 24/7 will not be that much difficult, because I believe that this is the right time for me and I am at the right age with the right energy, so that I can work beyond my capacity in order to build my career. and I felt that he was quite happy and satisfied with my response. And this was the end of the HR interview. After the HR interview was over, he asked me whether I wanted to know anything about the company. So I grabbed the opportunity and I asked him that how an elite profile candidate can upgrade to a turbo profile, to which he gave me a very satisfactory answer. I believe that my performance in the Wipro interview was quite well, and in particular I was very much satisfied with my performance in the HR interview, and I believe that my performance in the HR interview is the reason why I got shortlisted for the Wipro Turbo Profile examination as well. I am going to share some tips in order to excel in the Wipro examination. Let us begin with the online test. The online test is AMCAT based and the questions are easy to moderate. One can easily solve them. In the essay writing section, avoid using backspace, and in the coding section, in order to excel in it, please brush up your basic coding concepts like Armstrong number, palindrome number, GCD and LCM, because the coding questions are application based and these concepts are only required to be implemented there. For the technical round interview, mention only those programming languages in the resume which you are very comfortable in. Do not mention any programming language for which you can write only Hello World kind of program. This is something I have already stated in the previous video for TCS as well. And it is a very important point, that's why I am mentioning here as well. Apart from C programming language, it would be better if you know an object-oriented programming language as well. And as per the latest trends, it would be better if you start learning Java or Python. Also, it would be a benefit for you if you have some knowledge on database management systems. And most importantly, please be thorough with basic concepts of programming languages. For the HR interview, my first advice would be, don't just simply agree with whatever the interviewer asks or says. For example, if the interviewer asks you about working location or working in shifts, don't just simply say yes sir. Instead, give a 1 or 2 line justification. See, 90% of the candidates will simply agree by saying yes sir in order to get a job, whereas 10% of the candidates will always have a justification of why they are agreeing or why they are not agreeing with the interviewer. So it's up to you whether you want to be among those 90% who simply agree or among those 10% who agree with the justification. My second advice would be, do not get anxious if the interview runs for a longer duration. For example, in my case, the HR interview went for about 30 to 35 minutes. But throughout the interview, I was very cool, calm and composed, and I was clearly listening what the interviewer was asking to me. And third, do some research about the company for which you are going to be interviewed. It would be a plus point for you that the company for which you are going to be interviewed, you have some knowledge about them. With this, the video comes to an end. I believe that I have covered a lot in this video, and this is going to benefit you not just for Wipro but for any other IT company. Still, if you have any doubts, you can put it in the comment section below. That's all from my side. Thank you. Have a nice day.